What's up, guys? Welcome to another exciting edition of Real Estate Podcast, episode 391. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm not drinking orange juice around Adam.
This week we watched
Jesus.
Fade to Black. I mean, Presence.
Yeah.
I mean, head like a hole.
It had a lot of fade to blacks.
Oh, every scene ended with a
Yeah.
fade.
with
I
a
mean, every
fade.
fucking scene. After a while, I was like, I don't know about this. But the woman
So-
explained like the ghost doesn't have a concept of time, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, All right.
So,
What was going on
Lucy-
with the parents?
yeah, and
Why didn't we
more
ever get it? I was
importantly,
like, the mom did something illegal, right?
Yeah, for sure. Embezzling, maybe.
She did it all
Well-
for the boy.
didn't Lucy Liu being cast in this movie kind of break the immersion?
I don't know.
At first I was like, is that Lucy Liu? And then after we got into it, I was like, okay.
Because I don't know, I feel like a movie like this, like the more no name you are, the better the film. Almost.
We had some no names.
Yeah, right. The dad did a great.
Yeah,
I
he
feel
was
sorry
good.
for this dude. He was
Yeah.
having a fucking mental breakdown.
Yes, he was.
But I thought like that scene where the mom is in the kitchen talking to the son and
I did
she's
it all
like
for you.
drunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is like,
Their relationship was weird.
yeah, this is like borderline inappropriate, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It
I
felt
was
weird.
getting the same vibes.
Yeah. I mean, before the actual reveal and stuff happens, did you guys figure out who it was?
I kind of felt like it was
Like her
the
friend?
boy.
Well, like who the ghost was? Because
What
like
do you
I
mean,
was picking
an
up
actual reveal.
like that it was her brother.
But that was her brother at the end because he died. Oh, because
Yeah.
of the time thing.
Yeah. I started picking it. I'm like,
Mm.
because they focused a lot on the dad focused a lot on like his, you know, whatever it being a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sticking up for his sister and stuff like that. And it's like the way that the presence would react to the brother's actions and stuff. I'm like, this is weird. Like I was kind of like trying to piece it together. You know, I was like, maybe it's him. But what's weird is like, you know, we see the whole story unfold and everything happen, and then it's like that mirror was, you know, had a lot of significance in the whole situation. And then like you would think that the girl would have been the one that actually saw who it was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it was the mom, and I'm like, well, why the mom? Like the mom was probably like the worst person in this movie, other than the kid, you know.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever seen a ghost movie with time travel.
No, not like this.
Didn't know ghosts could do that. But I guess they do whatever you want them to do, right? Murder
Yeah, I
ship.
mean, yeah. But hour and
Yeah,
20
who-
minutes in and out.
It was short and sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't think the
don't.
story was the best.
Yeah, I don't
It
think.
was a little weak on the story, like just the line that they picked to go with.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we're saving her sister. Oh, now it makes sense why he didn't like watching her fuck.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, why is the ghost just like in there, like in the corner, like,
Like looking down. Yeah.
ah.
I mean, the story was, but there wasn't a payoff for a lot of the stuff in it. Like, you know, you get the payoff of like who was killing the girls and why, you know, all this kind of stuff. But like you were saying,
Just bits and bobs.
yeah,
Like,
it
here's
was
a
kinda-
scene, fade to black. Here's a scene,
Yeah.
fade to black.
yeah.
You think
And
that
so
woman knew when she came in that house?
That it was the boy?
Well, the way she was just like, like, oh fuck, like,
Maybe.
and then
How
tried to come
funny.
back and warn him in the window.
Yeah. Like, what would the window being open, what would that have changed?
I don't think it would have changed. I think she was just like something that was pointed. I don't know. Was she telling him to open it?
Yeah, she's saying a closed window. And it's like, and then at the end of the movie, I'm like, well, if the window would have been open, then like,
But
he
that was
still
like,
probably
she said
would've-
that was just like part of her vision.
yeah.
Was something with a window. Like she wasn't saying you got to go up there and open a window. Right?
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I just watched it last night. I don't remember her.
She says it hasn't been opened yet. I remember her saying that.
I mean,
But-
if the window is open, they won't get cut with
Okay.
glass. Fall ain't really
Well-
that far. I mean,
Well, maybe it's a figurative thing
yeah.
because she was saying that, like, you know, sometimes they're stuck here because the window's closed or something like that, you know. And maybe her saying that
Or
was
like it hadn't
basically-
happened yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know. The camera work was great,
Yeah.
and the
Nice
way that it was
house.
shot. Yeah, dude, that house is freaking
I like that
amazing.
staircase.
Yes. Where did that other staircase go to? The one in the kitchen? We never went up there.
Oh.
Where does it go? I was thinking that the whole time. I'm like, can we not go up that other staircase and see what's up there?
What
Like,
kind of sitcom is this?
yeah, I'm trying to put
We
down
got
a down
staircase that
payment.
goes nowhere.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when they moved in there was no, like, the house is haunted
Yeah, no.
because it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, what's weird is that's a weird concept for ghosts.
Very. Could he just change the outcome? I guess it's
Well, he
like
didn't know-
it has to happen.
Well, I don't think he knew it
The
was
ghost
him.
didn't know it was him.
Yeah. At least that's kind of how because it's like they don't know who they are. They're stuck here. They don't have a sense of time, like time travels differently, this, that, and the other. But it's like,
Yeah, I'm
I
over
don't
here
know.
like, how could the ghost be there if he hadn't died yet? But I guess you just
Yeah.
got to throw that out the window.
I mean, that is an interesting concept. Though.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, imagine watching like any
Well, it'd be like
haunting
me
movie.
haunting me.
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
You know
I
what I
fucking
mean?
hate
Like-
me. Yeah. Yeah.
Come to find out.
Well, and then the way the movie ends, it's like with the way the camera pulls outside and then goes out and shows the house and goes up. It's like, so he's moving on, right? Like he's passing over
Yeah.
or whatever. Like that's how I took
If you
that.
see him in the window, the mirror with the mom.
Yeah.
He saved you. House looked interesting on the outside.
Yeah.
Like very blue.
Yeah. Baba dee bada ba. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it though for what it was. I mean, like the first time that you watch it and you get the reveal and the payoff and everything, it's like you can't really go like the revisit's not going to be as
Yeah.
Because the story's kind of,
I mean,
it was real Bill Cosby up in here.
I mean,
Oh
for
yeah.
yeah.
That's a little uncomfortable. Oh, and he was like putting the plastic over it, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, bro,
It's like it's 0.25 millimeters thick.
yeah.
Something so
Oh, you can't
thin.
breathe?
Yeah.
Now you
Damn.
can breathe. See, I thought they had moved to a different town, but apparently they just moved to another house in the same.
Yeah. Well, and it seemed like they were swapping schools so that he could be like
I mean,
a swimmer or something, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, whatever he was doing.
But the chick, they all went to the same school. This guy killed the other girls.
Yeah.
Mom probably gonna go to prison. And the
Yeah.
dad's like, "Can I get out of this? Like,
Yeah, he's
what the
like,
heck, we get
yeah,
a divorce? Like,
I gotta, if we're legally separated, right? It's like, whoa, okay.
he's like, I got questions.
Yeah. I felt sorry for the dad.
Yeah.
Like, he's just trying to navigate life, man.
And the daughter was like, yeah, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. Right.
He's like, we can just talk. Put some music on. But
Yeah,
making the ghost a cameraman was clever.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how would you have done it differently? Same style, minus time traveling ghost. Like, how could you have?
Well, if you don't have a time traveling ghost, then you just have like maybe her friend that died from the same guy that was doing the same thing. You know, the
Well,
whole
I mean-
time you're like, well, it's a friend. Or it's something that's been in this house. I mean,
Yeah. And I think that that would be more interesting because, like, think about it. When you watch a ghost movie or a haunting movie, like, one of the biggest plot points in that is discovering the
something that
family.
died there. Like,
Yeah, what happened in this house or whatever. And I think it would be interesting if you kind of had that same discovery, except the ghost or whatever, the presence there leading the people to understand what happened and how to get the ghost to cross over.
yeah.
Like, I think that that might be a little bit more of an interesting plot to go with. Or you could just have a complete asshole ghost that is just like, nah, fuck y'all.
Or like,
We're-
or for instance, it's drawn to. All right, let's
Tidy up the
go.
room.
Let's spin the wheel and land on ancient evil.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're gonna deal with a scenario like that where it's something that's been around for a while, like Amity style, you have it to where the ghost is still doing ghostly things, but ever so often you just it shows it just making its way to this area of the house. Like it's like almost to the point where you can get a visual representation that this ghost is obsessed with this particular area.
Right.
And then have a build up to where, and I'm not saying any of this to say this would be a better movie by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying how like to answer your question of how could it be done or how would one of us have done it. Do something like that. Ghost is fixated on a certain area. Let certain area be revealed to be, some sort of gateway or an area where like it's not a ghost, it's actually a demon, and it's trying to go back to like it's trying to crawl back in the womb per se. Like it's fixated on its area of origin.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that that would be, or an object or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some sort of MacGuffin. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, and we kind of got this in a way, right? Like back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, right? With what was that movie? The Others?
With
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they were the ghost, but they
Yeah, and they
thought they
didn't
were
know-
being
yeah.
haunted.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that a minute ago. Like that's the only movie I could compare this one to.
Yeah. Which
'Cause
was
at
a
the end
great
of the movie,
movie.
it's like, oh, the whole time
Yeah.
they were the fucking ghost.
It's like The Sixth Sense.
Okay.
But like, yeah. I didn't hate it though. I mean, I would watch it with somebody that wanted to watch it, but I probably wouldn't.
That's a one trick pony.
Yeah.
And mainly it's because of the story is just kind of, I mean,
I think that if the story would have been written in a different way to where like it wasn't the brother and you could pick up on these clues as you watch the movie, then it would increase the enjoyment and the replayability of the movie itself, you know?
Yeah. Well, time traveling ghost is throwing me for a loop there. That's new.
Well,
Well,
it's kind of an
If that works
interesting
like that,
thing,
you
but
know. But okay.
yeah. But yeah, the camera
But
work
for a
was great.
Soderbergh movie, this was Steven Soderbergh, by the way.
Yeah. It didn't matter.
I expected more than the fade to black every time there was a scene. I don't know. I didn't like that. Was the
What
ghost going
did-
to sleep? I mean,
What else did he do?
Steven Soderbergh?
Yeah.
Shit, man, he's done a bunch of movies.
Traffic. Let's see. He
Bunch.
did No Sudden Move, Unsane, Magic Mike, Contagion, The Informant, Ocean's 13.
So we got the guy who did all those movies did this.
Yeah,
Ocean-
and my lead in would be like Traffic.
Ugh.
Traffic, Out
That's
of
the big
Sight.
one that got
We
out.
went from Traffic to this.
That's where I'm coming from when I'm like, story was just kind of meh. I don't know if he wrote it.
No, he didn't.
He probably just directed it, but
It was written
I
by
didn't
David
hate it.
Koepp.
I'll go. I'm man. I'm not hating on it. I'm just like, I mean, okay.
I mean, it didn't do nothing for me.
So this is
It also wasn't scary at all.
well.
There was nothing
let me-
scary about it.
Let me hit you with some of these writing credits from this guy. All right, y'all ready?
Okay.
All right, 91 Toy Soldiers, 92 Death Becomes Her, 93 Jurassic
Whoa.
Park, Carlito's Way, Mission Impossible, The Lost World, Stir of Echoes, Panic Room, Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, Secret Window, Zathura, War of the Worlds, Angels and Demons, Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit, Inferno, the Mummy movie from 2017, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
We saw.
So
I see
that
where they
person
tell
wrote
the-
this movie.
Yeah.
Death Becomes Her, Jurassic Park. Like these are some
Carlito's Way. Yeah.
Hollywood classics.
Yeah.
You can clearly see when the downfall starts.
Spider-Man. You know,
which one?
the
first
first
one?
one,
Oh, come on.
2002. Yeah.
You talking Tobey Maguire, right?
Oh man.
But you
Almost
see what I
drowned.
mean? Like I just expected a better
Yeah.
script and maybe an execution of that script. Like
Yeah.
after a while, I was like, "Are we really gonna fade to black?" And then it started like it didn't even fade. Sometimes it was just like, "Okay, we're here now."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, well, like, what were they just talking about?" Like,
Yeah.
I get that, I get the story and where we're going. Glad it was short.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, did not need to be any longer than it was.
Didn't need to
No.
wait. For
Probably
the
could have been
praise.
shorter, to be honest. I mean,
I think that if it would have been like 45 minutes, it probably would have been a better payoff.
yeah, no more than an hour.
Yeah.
No more. Because it was like, what, an hour and a half?
Yeah. It
With
would have
the
been a great
credits.
short film. Yeah.
But this could have been pretty quick. Like,
Yeah.
I have to disagree with you, gentlemen.
you think it should have been longer?
No. I think if it had been longer instead of the reveal, I think it would have got like a no star review for me. Because at an hour and a half, I'm gonna be honest with my rating already right out the front, I was already gonna give it a half. But if it had been up to an hour longer, it'd have got
Yeah.
no star.
I mean, I'm in it a half star. I can't give it a full star for saying everything I've said about it. It's Steven Soderbergh, dude. And then what was the guy? The guy that wrote all those movies, like wrote this? This just
Yeah.
kind of feels like a throwaway. I mean,
What it feels like is like a test.
let's
It's
see
like,
if
can
they
we-
like this.
Well, can we make a ghost movie from the ghost perspective? And where you don't see the ghost, you see everything from the ghost point of view. And it felt like a glorified like test.
It was
Yeah.
like Ghost and Evil Dead had a baby.
Yeah, it was all like a revenge movie,
Yeah.
but the
Just
ghost
didn't-
gets the revenge.
It just needed Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. Pottery.
Lots of pottery.
Yeah.
Lots of Demi Moore. Wasn't Demi Moore in Ghost? Wasn't
Was
she
she?
the...
The girlfriend, I believe she was.
Let's see. Yeah, Demi Moore, Whoopi was in it.
Yeah, she played the
course.
psychic.
Yeah. Oda Mae Brown. But yeah, I'm giving it a half as well.
Now, would that have like I don't think it was terrible.
No,
It was just
I
like,
think
okay.
there's an interesting concept there. I just felt like it was too. I don't know.
Well, what was that storyboard like? Like, how'd they decide what scenes
Yeah.
were going to be?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they gotta be fucking at least once, right? Yeah. We'll put that in there. Like, all right. Dad walks in, says a few words. Ghost goes back in the closet. Okay, we'll put that in there.
Yeah.
It's like, but why? They were just throwing food. It's like that game that Red and Link played when they throw shit at the dartboard.
Yeah.
If they hit it, it's like, that's it there.
Yeah. Lock it in.
The mom talking to the son, they did it all for him.
Yeah. Such a weird scene, dude.
It was.
I
I was
felt
like, I
weird
felt like the mom was
watching that.
coming on to him. I don't know. He was like, all right, mom.
Yeah.
She's like, I carried you in my womb. And then like
Yeah.
leaning in on him. It was like, yeah.
At one point, she's like, "You're the only man I love." I'm like, "Wait."
Mm-hmm. If my mom talked to me like that one night, I would lock my bedroom door when I went to bed.
Yeah, for real.
You know? Mom's been drinking again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you can't stay over tonight. Mom's been drinking again.
As a matter of fact, can I stay with you?
Yeah. I'll sleep on the floor with no covers. I don't care.
But that's what made me excited to see it. I don't think, like, when people see, if they go and look up, they're like, oh shit, Steven Soderbergh. Oh shit, man. This motherfucker makes classics.
Yeah.
And then they check who wrote it. They look at that guy's shit. It's like, you can see at the top where it's like, meh. But you see something that's like, oh, okay, hell yeah. You don't watch this movie because of that.
Yeah.
But it is short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah. I mean, it does the thing. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I didn't mind the payoff because I was like, yeah, fuck him. But I was also like, damn, can't you just like, well, he was a little drowsy.
Yeah.
He said, don't worry, he's asleep. Tyler.
Yeah.
Little bastard.
What's crazy is like, he gave them fentanyl, right?
Yeah.
So how the fuck did he wake up from a fentanyl coma?
That ghost was screaming in his ear.
Yeah,
And it
but
started
still,
doing
though.
I mean, how did it time travel? We can't explain these things.
I know. Yeah, you're
I mean,
right. I'm looking too deep. I'm in too deep.
How did it
over
time
here.
travel?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a new concept, though.
Yeah. Well, I guess ghosts technically time travel because, like, if you die,
But
like
how are you a
1800s,
ghost
you're
until
still there.
before you die?
Science. I don't know. I don't know.
You have to
God
die
damn.
to be a
Reality.
ghost. How can you be a ghost if you haven't died yet? That's where I'm getting
Yeah.
hung up here.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not only is it not time travel, this motherfucker hadn't died yet. Like,
Parallel dimensions.
it's something like that. It's like he's just something
Dr.
bad.
Doom.
So something bad had already happened in there. I mean, it played out.
Yeah, and it's like if he would have survived that, then like, would this have been like a?
It would. It
different
can't.
ghost?
It'll never reset.
Is it a probability ghost?
I don't know. I
It
guess
was a nexus point. It had to happen.
Yeah, you got to shut the timeline down
He's
if it
stuck in the
don't.
mirror.
Yeah.
And when he went
Sounds
away at the end, as it was pulling out, it was playing the feather music from Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, I mean, it was a movie.
Ghost of probability.
Dude, and how long was he in there waiting? Because it showed him in
right.
there before they got there.
Yeah.
I mean, when it started, it was like "And I Stare."
Yeah.
I like how he's looking out the window, like, "Oh, we got friends.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
let's go downstairs."
Dude, yeah, to be a ghost, that thing loved using the stairs. I would have just, I don't know, levitated.
Yeah.
I would have just
mean, I
walked
know.
into the
Face-
next room.
Yeah,
Like,
face through the door.
hang on, fade to black, fade
Yeah.
in.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah.
But you know. But we got some movie news here. So
Movie news.
Francis Ford Coppola blasts gutless Hollywood while addressing Megalopolis Razzie win for worst director.
Razzie. Ooh.
Coppola won the award for the worst director for Megalopolis at the 45th Golden Raspberry Awards, and he took to social media to give his acceptance speech, in which he slammed a gutless Hollywood that he says is terrified of risk. He also commented that the box office success of a film should have no bearing on its artistic merits. I am thrilled to accept the Razzie Award in so many important categories for Megalopolis, he said, and for the distinctive honor of being nominated as the worst director, worst screenplay, and worst picture at a time when so few have the courage to go against the prevailing trends of contemporary movie making. This is his quote. In this wreck of a world today where art is given scores as if it were professional wrestling, I choose to not follow the gutless rules laid down by an industry so terrified of risk that despite the enormous pool of young talent at its disposal, may not create pictures that will be relevant and alive 50 years from now. What an honor to stand alongside a great and courageous filmmaker like Joaquin Tati, who impoverished himself completely to make one of cinema's most beloved failures, Playtime. My sincere thanks to all my brilliant colleagues who joined me to make our work of art Megalopolis, and let us remind ourselves that box office is only about money, and like war, stupidity, and politics has no true place in our future. Okay.
Wasn't that whole movie about politics?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much.
Wasn't it about a war
Yeah. I mean,
between two people?
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. He was high.
He got for sure. He probably went. I got a Razzie. He went there, walked in.
Yeah. It's like, wait a
They're like,
minute,
you know,
what?
this is like the worst award, right? Like you can get, huh?
Say what?
Show me to my trailer.
Yeah.
Guys, nah, that movie fucking sucked, and we know it.
John Voight also took home the Razzie for Worst Supporting Actor. Megalopolis was also nominated in a number of other categories, including Worst Screenplay, Worst Picture, and Worst Screen Combo. The entire cast is the worst screen combo.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's so funny. I saw that and I had to throw it on there since we did it last week. It's like, this dude is like, there's no art. Art is giving scores like it's a wrestler, professional wrestling. It's like, yeah. Well, welcome to 2025.
People warned you.
Yeah, there was a lot of people
They
probably
did
saying
everything
no
they could do to get him to not make that movie, and he fucking made it anyway.
Yeah.
It's
The
on
one
him.
thing. Yeah. like, remember that fucking big ass gnarly of a movie you want to make that doesn't really make any fucking sense? Yeah, what about it? I'm gonna make it one day. Yeah, maybe you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
He's like, I'm making it now. Like, it's art.
Could you imagine him just walking around on set high as shit going, it's art.
Yeah.
It's fucking art.
Yeah, he just schizophrenically
Make it
blurts
bigger.
out from time to time.
Yeah.
It's art. God
Fucking
damn it.
art. Art.
Shaw doesn't have enough makeup on.
It's not art.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Shaw's like, do it. Put the makeup on. Like,
Yeah. How much do you want, Francis? How much do you want?
yes.
Oh, shit.
While,
All right.
while he puckers up with the lipstick. How much do you want, Francis? How much?
That's it.
I won't stop until the whole tube's gone. Goddamn.
Put half of it on and eat the rest.
Yeah, it's like, it's in me, Francis. It's in me. All right, Shy. Fuck.
Hell yeah.
All right. Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie is being delayed for a simple, frustrating reason.
No one wants it.
The time change.
during an interview with Deadline, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy discussed a variety of topics concerning the future of Star Wars. Among the projects mentioned were Waititi's untitled film, which apparently does not have a script yet. It's a simple yet frustrating reason, especially since he has been attached to the project since 2020. Kennedy had big praise for the filmmaker, but lamented that nailing Waititi down has been tricky, despite the positive signs she's seen from the screenplay thus far. Well, I keep waiting for Taika, and he is working with another writer now. He's so busy. I love him. I think if we ever do get a script from Taika, it's going to be fantastic. I already saw a first act that I loved, and tying him down, it's tricky. It's clear that despite the lack of a script and commitment by Waititi, Lucasfilm is keen on working with the filmmaker. Kennedy notes that directors like him who reinvigorated the Thor franchise with Ragnarok are a dime a dozen. It appears the studio is willing to wait on him to complete the screenplay, which is also being worked on by another writer. It's so true. This is a quote. It's so true, and that's exactly the tone we're always looking for with filmmakers who can pull that off. It's not like they're a dime a dozen. You're really trying to find the diamond in the rough, and he's the one of them. Sorry. It just thundered like crazy here, and I was like, what is happening? But yeah, I didn't realize he had been attached since 2020. That's wild.
You know what it sounds like? Maybe he's waiting on her ass to leave.
That could, yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're leaving soon? Oh.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
I don't have a script. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, once you get the green light on a Star Wars movie, I mean, I think
Yeah,
our
it's
Flag
hard.
Means Death season 2 can wait. Hell, it got canceled anyway.
Yeah, right. So
he has been busy though. He did that show, the other one, the time travel
Reservation
one.
Dogs. Oh yeah, Time Bandits.
Yeah, which was great. I mean, it's all been good. But you get a chance to do a Star Wars movie, brother. Maybe write a script. But he could be waiting on her ass to.
Yeah.
She's like, at the end of the year, it's like, leap year.
Yeah. As soon as, yeah. Well, it would be hilarious as soon as she leaves, he like turns in a full script.
He's like, I got
script.
10, pick one. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. So, but 2020, man, it's been 5 years and
Nothing.
I mean that. Yeah.
Well, he's working
Fucking
on What We Do in the
crickets.
Shadows, Time Bandits.
Yeah.
But none of it's Star Wars.
Well,
I'm just.
Hammer be back.
Yeah. He's got a lot on his plate. He's a diamond in the rough, Trav.
A diamond in the rough.
Diamond in the rough.
So next up here, this is coming off the heels of the Kathleen Kennedy interview. Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy's Star Wars movie will avoid major Disney sequel trilogy criticism. Um, so Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy has revealed some intriguing details about one of the many upcoming Star Wars movies that are now in development. This one, helmed by Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy, and starring Academy Award nominee and leading man Ryan Gosling, will seemingly divert from a lot of the recent Star Wars projects, particularly the Disney sequel trilogy. How will it divert, you ask? Well, it will not rely on nostalgia. Unlike the likes of The Force Awakens and its follow-up, Levy's movie will act as a standalone story set 5 or 6 years after the rise of Skywalker. Not only that, it will focus on pretty much new characters, though there will be space to bring back some more recent faces from the sequel saga. This is the quote. That's also in the future. It's all post the first 9. Sean's in a standalone Star Wars story that'll take place post 9, maybe 5 or 6 years out. And Mandalorian really stands on its own because there we're dealing with a whole other era in the New Republic. We have other development going on in that space as well. So that's the space that we're pretty much focused on right at the moment. Because obviously with Mandalorian, we have a pretty good sense of where that's going. And with this, it's all pretty much new characters. We may bring some of the characters back from the sequel saga, but pretty much new characters. And then the article goes into, has Star Wars become too reliant on nostalgia? Do you feel like, I mean, because like, what is the definition here of nostalgia, right? Because it's like, because if you're talking about lightsabers and Jedi and Force, is that considered nostalgia? Or is it like characters that we know and love? Like, what are they defining as nostalgia?
Yeah, what are they? I define a little bit of all of it, but
yeah,
I mean, you got to have the lightsabers and shit, right? Like,
I mean, we've seen it. Like, look at Andor,
yeah,
Rogue One. You
yeah,
can
was
do it
new
without
the old characters.
yeah, and that doesn't really have the Force and the lightsabers and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the iconography of Star Wars in and of itself will always be nostalgic. Like
Yeah.
all the, like, I mean, what makes Star Wars Star Wars? Do they rely on that too much? Well, no, they have to use it. That's what makes Star Wars Star Wars. But as far as like characters and whatnot, I don't think they really have. I think they've used it when it's necessary and when it's enhanced the story.
Yeah. And I don't feel like them bringing like Han Solo and Chewbacca and Leia and all them back in the sequel trilogy. I don't really consider that nostalgia because that was like a necessary thing that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine doing a sequel series, like a sequel trilogy to a 70s/80s and not bring those, like, you could do it, but like,
Well, they
it's
they were part of the main plot.
exactly. I mean, it echoed through everything. So I don't know. It's just an interesting idea. It's like, has Star Wars become too reliant on nostalgia? And it's like, I don't think so.
I feel
I
like
think
I feel like it's more gaslight than anything. It's like, aren't you tired of the Skywalkers already?
well, and it's almost
Aren't
like, and then
you
it's
like
where are they drawing that line? Because it's like, are you tired of the Skywalkers already? Are you tired of the lightsabers? Are you tired of the Sith being the bad guys?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely bullshit.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
So
But I feel
don't
like
know.
I feel like that's the angle it's coming at.
I'll say for her ass to be on the way out, she sure is making a lot of statements.
Yeah, for real, right? But I'm interested to see what this Sean Levy, Ryan Gosling Star Wars movie is going to be like. Like, is it going to be serious? Are we going to get like Blade Runner Ryan Gosling style? Or are we going to get like the other guys Ryan Gosling? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, where are we winding up with this Ryan Gosling situation? Because Sean Levy, I mean, he did Free Guy, Night at the Museum, Real Steel, Deadpool, Wolverine, The Atom Project. Like, he's done all that stuff, and it's like he can kind of like flex tone. You know what I mean? So he did a couple episodes of Stranger Things, Date Night, Pink Panther from 2006, Just Married. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I do want to see it and see what it's about. But like, if like my last question with this is like, it's going to be 5 or 6 years after the 9. Well, why not make it like 50 or 60 years?
Yeah. Get a little further out. Then
Yeah.
then nobody can show up from.
Exactly. Like, give it enough time to where that's not a thing, where the
No one's
nostalgia.
going to hate that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's still Star Wars.
Yeah. And I like how they're kind of like, they said the Mandalorian really stands on its own because there we're dealing with a whole other era in the New Republic. But the Mandalorian's taking place between like 3 and 4, right?
I think
Isn't
so.
that so? It's like that's prime time.
It's taking place between
Was it 5 and 6?
6 and 7.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, 6 and 7. That's right. Okay, but still, I mean, we had Luke show back up. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it
he
stands
did.
on its own because we're dealing with a whole other era in the New Republic, and it's like
But
I
are
don't.
we?
It's like I don't understand what that means because it's like it's still like, of course, the First Order or whatever they were called from the latest trilogy hasn't been established per se. Like, it's there, but you know what I mean? Like, the Empire is falling apart. You see all that kind of stuff, but it's like it's all the same. It's just got a different name. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think she knows what she's talking about.
She's just out here stirring shit up.
Yeah, she's like, I'm leaving. Watch how I
Yeah.
get these motherfuckers riled
I'm gonna
up.
burn this motherfucker to the ground.
Yeah,
We're getting away from nostalgia.
yeah.
What?
I was like, okay, but yeah,
I think in general, what people truly wanted was just a couple more decently made Star Wars movies. I don't think people were asking for a whole other series of films, 2 shows, 3 shows, a set of books, all the games, and they all connect. It's almost like sensory overload.
yeah.
Well, remember back when they bought it, they were like, "There's gonna be a Star Wars movie every year."
And that was
That didn't last long, did it?
No.
Yeah.
They were like, "Why don't they like them?" George Lucas was like, "I told you."
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't call it franchise fatigue,
Yeah.
but it would. I mean, but I don't have a better name for it. People are franchise fatigued by the superhero genre, Star Wars. People are just fatigued by like pop culture in general.
Well,
Because
I
there's
mean,
just there's room for it, but that's all that's occupying the Hollywood space as far as the gutless box office, as
yeah,
Coppola puts it.
right.
But that's where the budgets are going. That's where the blockbusters are going. And if they're all the sequelized version or so, you know what I mean? If it's either a um be it a legacy sequel or just the next mainline entry in an ongoing series, I think we're feeling the fatigue from all of it now more than we ever have. It's not that we need a win, we need a break.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, but I also think that at the same time, like almost regardless of like if it's a comic property or Star Wars or anything like that, I still think that people want good stories.
Oh, for sure.
So and I don't feel like it's necessarily like fatigue in that way. I think it's fatigue of like just
Bad stuff.
half-ass writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like terrible writing, terrible stuff. Terrible.
I mean, absolutely. I would be whistling a completely different tune if we were dealing with something that was part of just a sequence of bangers that are just one right after the other.
Yeah. But maybe we'll get there one day where we'll get some good stories. We'll get some good stuff. But it's like what's going to come along other than Fast and Furious and James Bond? What could box office break that cycle?
Well, it sounds mediocre, but it's really the only response, and it would be something original.
Yeah. I get that. So, Marvel gets honest about rebooting the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars. It's very difficult. So yeah, right. So rebooting the MCU is more complicated than fans might think, according to Marvel executive Brad Winderbaum. Ever since Marvel announced that Avengers Secret War would be the final film in the multiverse saga, fans began theorizing that the studio would use the sequel to reboot the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A reboot seemingly allows the Fantastic Four to be fully integrated into the MCU, providing an explanation for the mutants and a pathway for the X-Men, while also getting rid of the shackles of continuity that might be keeping new fans from jumping into the MCU if they haven't already. While speaking with Screen Off Script, Marvel's Brad Winderbaum was asked about the possibility of an MCU reboot and if that idea has even been considered. While Winderbaum, who heads up streaming, television, and animation for the studio, says that such a call is ultimately up to Feige, he notes the problem with trying to reboot shared universes in the past. Winderbaum specifically cites DC's various attempts to do it over the years. This is the quote. I'm a comic fan. I've read comics since I was 12 years old, and I've seen what happens at comic companies when things get full reboots, right? The truth is that every time there is a full reboot, and DC in particular, but you can't really fully reboot anything, the classics always come back around. It's a very difficult thing to do to a living, breathing fictional universe to just start from scratch because of all the fan investment and love for the stories that have come so far. Winderbaum is referencing DC's 1985 reboot Crisis on Infinite Earths and 2011's New 52 Initiative. Both were company-wide reboots that tried to remove years of DC continuity that was seen as a barrier for new fans who wanted to get into DC Comics. While these attempts starting off strong and introducing new key elements to DC mythology, like post-crisis Batman Year One becoming Batman's new default origin, or New 52 elements in Aquaman and Suicide Squad informing the DCEU takes on those characters, the continuity those stories wiped away always ended up coming back due to fan demand. Marvel's only apparent attempt at a major reboot, Secret Wars, isn't a reboot. It just restores the Marvel universe, and it was destroyed at the start of the miniseries, but with Miles Morales transitioning from the Ultimate Universe to the main Marvel Comics timeline. They're going to have to figure something out, though, and make a decision soon. Because, like, you're not going to be able to lock in. I mean, the MCU's been going for almost 20 years at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they're going to continue to, like, make movies and try to keep a universe rolling, then they're going to have to figure something out. Like, and I think that they're trying to do that right now with how they're handling Captain America with Falcon and all that kind of stuff. But just like in the comics, whenever, Falcon took over for the mantle of Captain America, he didn't stick around long before they brought Steve Rogers or whoever else back,
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to figure something out. And they're also going to need to explain, because if they're going to keep the continuity, they're going to have to explain to people in the most layman generic terms as humanly possible as to why Captain America, Steve Rogers is still Captain America / Steve Rogers, but doesn't look like, Chris Evans. Because us as comic book readers and everything understand different artists come in, characters look different, but it's the same character, things like that. But your average moviegoer isn't going to understand that, right? So, like, is rebooting the MCU a good idea? Or would it be a better idea to try to get the public, your average moviegoer, to understand how recasting in a living, breathing, fictional world, like dude said, how that works?
I think you just have to go with the fact that the audience isn't fucking stupid and that they can distinguish one actor from the other.
Yeah.
And understand that that character is that character. Acknowledge and praise the performances that are done extremely well, and just move on from the ones that don't stick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be the right call, but it's still just, I don't think that they were prepared to make these kind of decisions. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I
Feige's
think
probably
yeah.
going to exit before,
I think in large part, a lot of people were probably hoping that Infinity War and Endgame was gonna be it. Like, after that, all right, we have this
Made too much
chunk
money.
of movie called the MCU, and it's near pushing 30 films long.
Yeah.
Like, think about that.
Yeah.
But look at who bought it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Just like they've done with Star Wars.
I mean, or what's gonna have to happen is they're just gonna have to
Gonna have to what? Hello?
Did Trav just DC?
Possibly.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle on to the next article, or the last article, actually. So Avengers Doomsday directing duo reveal what caused their epic MCU comeback. So Doomsday and Secret War won't just see the MCU's premier team reunite on the big screen. They will also bring with them the MCU's most successful directors, Joe and Anthony Russo, The directorial brothers made their Marvel Studios debut with Captain America Winter Soldier in 2014, which is often regarded as one of the MCU's best, in return for Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. Doomsday will be the Russo brothers' fifth MCU film. With the film now firmly in production, the brothers have explained why they decided to return for another Avengers-size outing. During an appearance on the Discourse podcast, Joe and Anthony Russo explained that their desire to return to the MCU was reactivated by the potential to tell a great story. So we're exclusively focused on the storytelling right now, said Joe Russo. And that's the thing that brought us back. An idea for a story we want. That's really, really interesting story to tell. Doomsday and Secret Wars might be two of the most top MCU movies in the pipeline, but the brothers say they have enough experience to not feel pressure of the fandom. This is what Joe had to say about it. We did so many of those movies in a row that you sort of forget about the pressure. The job is so all-encompassing and so intense that you can't really think about it. Well, what are people going to feel or think about this? During the conversation, the pair were also asked about their thoughts on the MCU divisive multiverse saga, which followed Avengers Endgame in 2019. While many fans dislike the ongoing saga, feeling that the stories lack any real consequences if there's an infinite number of variants for each character, the Russos only see the potential. Anthony explained, "Look, what you're describing is like one of the most valuable aspects of the experience for us as fans and as storytellers. So we lean into that in a strong way, and we really feel like the connective through line is one of the most unique things the MCU can do that other forms of cinematic storytelling can't do." So if they're coming back because there's a good story there that they want to tell, then at least that gives me a little bit of hope. You know what I mean? So
That was their whole thing, was both sides. I'm talking Marvel and Star Wars. They were going to scale it back.
yeah, right.
Like we've just been green lighting everything. Like we're gonna fire some writers, hire some AI.
Yeah, right.
'Cause it's getting pretty good. Especially Grok, man. You can talk to it now.
I haven't messed with it.
It's got different settings. One's a doctor, so you could tell it problems you're having. You could show it blood work or an X-ray, and it would tell you.
I mean, Dr. Grok.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully the story's good. I mean, this is going to be kind of the make it or break it for the MCU, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's all the movie news. Yeah. That's all the movie news that I saw for today.
How about Nosferatu didn't win one Oscar?
Which is wild.
Nothing. It got nominated for some stuff, but
it didn't win anything.
No.
I mean, it's the Eggers curse, dude. It's what happens. I wonder if Scorsese thought it was cinema, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Scorsese.
He's like, at first, no, but then I watched it black and white.
Yeah.
Now
it really turned me off when he got out of the coffin and you could see his junk dangling. That was too much for me.
His vampire dong.
Yeah. No vampire dongs, dude. I'd love to know what Francis Ford Coppola thought about it, since he did Dracula back in the 90s. Yeah, is it? You tell me. So, I'm ready for trailers, man.
Trailers.
Let's do it.
This movie looks familiar. Like someone made this movie recently and it had It's like a real pain.
Yeah.
Which Karen won an Oscar for, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
How does Michael Cera look young and old at the same time?
I know, right?
Mm. It looks like the trip started to help the guy that lost his dad, but it's going to
Breaking
end up
his ass
helping Michael
down.
Cera. Like,
Yeah. Looks all right.
unavailable. Which one was it? Mobland. Well, that was the new Tom Hardy movie. Had an ad.
Yeah. I
You
got
good
them
now?
good. Yeah, it was the Penguin Diaries or some shit. Is that Childish Gambino?
Make an assessment. That's the guy. He was in that Beatles movie where the whole
Okay.
world never heard the Beatles,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he knew all the
Yeah.
songs and wrote them.
Yesterday, I think.
That's what it was called. Trying to see if her sloppy top's any good.
Yeah.
Like, mm.
This has like a Stanley Kubrick kind of feel.
Right?
Like with the color and
The
everything.
color, yeah.
Yeah. The game is called Drugs.
Weird.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
It looks wild. Make an assessment. So this is a Red Band trailer that But the
But
other
it's
one,
on the what you call it.
yeah,
It's on like a third party. For some reason, if you ever get the trailers from the proper YouTube channel, it'll flag them like that. Like,
right.
that's stupid.
Mm,
Hub. Hmm. What the fuck?
mm,
Hmm.
not the family.
Don't bring them into this. Hmm. This almost looks like a series.
Yeah.
It is a series. Okay.
Could be interesting.
All right. Let's see if this one works. Yep.
Conrad.
All right. Your ad finished.
Yeah. Is that Pierce Brosnan?
It is.
Oh, Silver Fox over here, you know?
With shillelaghs. That'll do nothing. It's like Irish Departed over here.
Yeah.
I think they even used this trailer, the song in the trailer. Ooh, a series.
Well, that looks good.
W.
Hell yeah.
Well, this looks interesting. No ad, no ad.
No, I'm good.
They're minerals. It's Edie Falco. mm.
I mean,
Captain Cox.
I mean, look at it, dude.
He's like, it's hard as a rock. He said, look at it.
Yeah.
This was not on my bingo card.
The surfer? Is this got fucking
You can't stop a wave. Is that a magpie?
I think so, yeah. Peacock dreams, dude.
They're like, Nick, you want to do a surfer movie? He's like, I'll do it.
Yeah. Sign me up.
Some kind of cult. Locals only.
What the fuck is happening?
Go to a different beach.
Yeah.
Podlocked on
That's a
that.
good, yeah. That's a good one.
I thought it was a parody at first. I was like, this can't be real.
I mean, it's Nick Cage, dude.
I believe this is what the Russos are currently working on.
Yeah.
This is either going to be really good or really bad.
Yeah.
I think that was Gus.
I think, yeah, right.
We got a haircut. It's a Planter's peanut. It's nuts. Mm. I'll do it. Got an ad.
Me too, for Minecraft.
Really?
Yeah, the Minecraft movie. Oh, no. I didn't get an ad.
No, it's
What
the
the
trailer.
fuck?
This is the final trailer, and it shows a little bit of everything. Like,
Okay.
I'll have to say, you know, that first trailer came out, it's like, I'm Steve. And it's like, And then it kind of won me a little bit when he's like, to the stash. In
Yeah.
the second trailer, this is starting to look bad, man. Like, only for a little bit.
Yeah. Better get mended on that
Yeah,
shit.
to get you a mod.
Yeah.
Oh, you know they got to have some mods in here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it. I mean, uh-oh. Got a little more faith in it now. Oh, shit. Did he say chicken jockey?
Yeah.
Chicken jockey.
Her.
Looking a little
It
better.
don't look bad.
No.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
this is the final trailer for this. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, it looks good.
Here's your original A24.
Yeah.
Sound like a T-Rex.
Yeah, that was good.
No ad?
No ad.
Okay. I'll just let it keep playing then.
Oh shit. Speed? I mean, got an ad.
Planet Fitness on my end.
Mine is for drinking and driving. Which is wild. Like I don't even drink hardly, like ever. So I don't know. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe I need to start drinking.
And driving.
Yeah. It's like, why'd you start drinking? I saw an ad on a YouTube video.
To finish?
Yeah, I'm ready. Wall poster?
Brown suit. One hand.
Yeah, right. Damn.
Auditioning for James Bond.
Yeah, right.
Well, what are we watching next week? Love Hurts came out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that.
You want to watch that?
Yeah, let's do it. Trev ain't got to say.
Yeah, he don't get a vote.
Here. Yeah. Here.
I'm sure he wants to see it too.
Yeah.
All right, checks in the mail.